Okay, so I'm gonna make a kind of a final notes video on this build. I had some people talk to me about it, and I kind of have a better picture of where this build stands with relation to the meta. And well, the first question is, why would you run a build like why would you run this build? This is an Ephemeral Edge, Aegis Aurora, Trickster, which I think kind of excels at farming moderate to difficult Valdo maps. The profit margin typically is like 3, 4, 5, and in the case of Void maps, 10 plus divines per map. So it does make good currency. And the best part is, because they're Valdo maps, there's no RNG involved as long as you're buying the maps off someone else at a good price. So the question is, why this version, the Aegis Aurora version? Typically you'll see tricksters use Titanium Spirit Shield. They do an in-stack where the intelligence goes to like 1500 to 2000, leading them to have something like 30k, 20 to 30 to even 40k ES. Well, because that's very expensive. They would have very good gear to do this. This doesn't require high-end gear to work. Most expensive piece was the body armor at 90 divines, and the rest are just your uniques. So it's a very unique heavy build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 uniques and 3 rares. So that makes it cheaper, because generally the rares are what make an endgame build very expensive. Yet it can still do a lot of content. It can do T17 5 risk. I did test it quite a few times. You can blow through the map. T16 5 risk, of course. And for Valdos, it goes as high as, let's say, you could squeeze out Touched Feared, Feared Deli, Feared less damage. But you go past that combination, it starts to get really rough. Like, for example, Feared, Ghosted, Touched, whatever, and they also have Deli. That becomes rough. You're gonna need like really like min-max gear to even have a chance of clearing that. And I think if you want to go that far, you're better off with another kind of archetype. So next point. Right, so the alternatives, like if you're not going to do this, what are the other alternatives? Right now, I think the highest damage one seems to be the armor stack with the Ascendant. We look up Big Daddy, he has a very, I guess, this build that he likes to run. It is very expensive though, but it does crank out a lot of damage using the same Molten Strike, and I believe it uses Replica Dream Feather on both. However, one mana left kept accusing it of having no tank. It's a glass cannon. It dies to wind or whatever, his own wording. Having never run it, I have no clue. You can let these two battle it out, I don't know. Right. So that's, but I would think if I had a lot of currency, I'd be curious to try that one for sure, because a lot of times there's just too much damage. You're just better off killing them quick. Kind of my philosophy anyway. Alright, the other one is that's armor stack. In stack I talked about, you can see it on POE Ninja. Tricksters often run the energy shield here, titanium, and then all their items are very good. They stack into like up to 2k with usually those simplex and whatchamacallit, helical, whatever, I don't know what they're called, the ones that from Heist. I don't like those kind of builds. They're just really one-dimensional stack, so it kind of feels unbalanced. And the damage boost you get from that is not that great. It just has amazing max hit potential in my mind. But if you want to do that, that's also a viable option, I think. They become super tanky, I think, to max hits at least. Runegrafts. So I think, yeah, probably no-brainer to take the Fortress for global defenses. I mean, it's not a attribute stacker, so the reduced attributes don't matter so much. And from 1 mana left, Connor Converse, he's saying people who don't use this rune are stupid. I think he's a smart guy. I don't want to be stupid, so I slapped it in. I guess the debuffs expiring faster is really good, especially when doing hard content. So I guess like those exposures and whatever, they all kind of go away faster. I don't know. It's just, you can take it out if you don't want it. Yeah, those two. The other ones that don't seem to matter. Ailment immunity. One guy asked about how do you get ailment immune. There's no purity of elements. I like to use Siobhan's Revelation with an ignited. Cannot be ignited. Corrupt. These are probably not that expensive. For shock immunity, because of the aura setup, Tempest Shield gives you shock immunity. And a Trickster doesn't really care about being chilled or frozen. So, that's all, right? And bleed immunity, I like, this is an interesting discovery from me. This is my own little spin on it. You put Death Store, it gives you bleed immunity, and in a corrupt like this, it'll give you 2 extra endurance charges, max. I notice a difference. You start to tank more stuff like that. I take the cluster down here, deflection, that gives you endurance charge when you block. I think it's very good. Don't want to use small clusters, it's kind of a waste of points. There's enduring composure, I know, is an option, but this cluster will take care of it. So you'll get endurance charges while fighting a lot. Right. Oh, sorry, another point. Right, why this armor? Like, why take Iron Reflexes, Aegis Aurora over evasion and spell suppress? Because this kind of build gets into the action a lot, hits a lot of stuff. You're face tanking stuff all the time, get hit all the time. I feel like Ghost Dance and spell suppress is not enough recovery. This is almost AFK levels of recovery. I mean, you can kind of leave your character there. It will not die to small hits or medium hits. It only dies to really big hits. That's why, you know, Ghost Dance has a 3 charge limit, wherever the hell it is. It's probably been replaced by Tempered by War. I don't know. That's why. And armor gives you physical damage reduction. Very useful, I think, for many situations. So I don't really like the spell suppress, Spellbreaker, Wicked Ward, Ghost Dance, Evasion, because I don't know. I don't think the recovery is fast enough. This build, it takes Ghost Reaver and has a lot of recovery from Leech. Another point was, someone brought this up, I like to run, it's really expensive, to get energy shield per enemy hit. I believe, according to 1 mana left, no mod will stop this from happening. So even if your Leech and recovery is disabled, you still get energy shield back. Because if your entire recovery is disabled, you're going to die. It's just a matter of time. But this will keep you alive in those very extreme situations. The mod that you get energy shield per enemy hit. And this one also comes with block spell damage. I think block spell damage is extremely strong. I think most of the feared, the danger in these Valdo's maps are usually the feared. The feared are mostly spells. So if you can just straight up block that spell damage, I think it's really strong. I mean, you can get like 60 spell block if you wanted to. I think on this one's only 50. I prioritize spell block over attack block. There's many ways to do that though. And then the large clusters. So I think at very end game, you kind of want to dump all the 8. Not all. I mean, you don't have to, but I replace all the 8 passives with 12 passives. Generally, you want something like this that has. Really, you want the best nodes here. Otherwise, there's not much point. You want 12 energy shield, 3 all. Well, forget the attributes one. 3 attack speed, increase effect, and ideally you'd have like 8 intelligence for the 3 all attributes. But those are very expensive. I've opened up the tab here. Let's see. For this kind of a jewel, the GG jewel, 170 divines. It's very expensive. All you do is just say it's okay. I don't need that much intelligence, you know. And all of a sudden you drop to 65, a lot more affordable. So that's what I did. Get the currency, buy the best one. The point of these insane jewels is that each of them are giving you like 4%, 3 to 4% more damage and like 100 ES, something like that. You just can't beat that kind of value. So having all these endgame, you start replacing them gradually, the 8 clusters with 12s, as you can afford them. Don't do it all at once. These are very endgame type items. And finally, some of the best maps that I thought were good for this kind of build, for Valdo's. I think it's okay to come out and say this stuff because One Mana Left just came out with his new stream saying that Valdo's are making 1 mirror a day. That's quite the exaggeration if you ask me. Maybe if you play that much and are really good at buying and selling items, buying maps and selling the items, I think it's more like I'd be happy with just 50 divines a day, you know? Just taking it easy. Anyway, Sandstorm Visage Dunes. I like this one a lot. This is the usually early league. This is a good one. Nobody wants to run this one, but I think this build can run it very early in the league. It's just Reflect, Delirious. You have one chance, but it's just Delirium, right? Don't die in Delirium, and have the Reflect immunity with here, elemental damage, awakened version. You don't get, and then make sure you slot in Brutality for Leap Slam, so that it does no elemental damage. This will keep you from killing yourself. That's a good map, I think, this one. There's another one with Porcupines. This map does Porcupines very well. That one's super easy. If someone's mispriced it, selling it low, I grab it right away. That's an easy, like 2-3 divines in a very short time. Another one. This is for people who are not afraid of void maps. The laboratory map for Replica Albron's Warpath, not early league, mid league. If you have over 12k, 13k ES, have the Aegis set up, you don't die in this map. There's not enough to kill you, so it's just a matter of time to just finish the map. And the margin is something like, it can be like 5, 6, 7 divines, but depends, you know, on who else is playing the map too. And my personal favorite is the Strand map for Nimbus. There's a lot of them, but there's one with Ritual Altars. If you want to know how to do this one, they can't evade, can't block, instability, rituals. It is kind of scary. If you want to see how it's done, I did it like 6-7 times. A little bit dicey a few times, but safe. It's in the stream VODs. This is a bad price. You can go as low as 15 divines. Nimbus will sell for 36. It all depends. It keeps changing. In Freesia, there was like a 60 divine margin, but this league is different, more competitive. It's a good map. It's not that bad. And then Light of Meaning. That map as well is pretty good. I think it's the Haunted Mansion. It's just basically Ghosted Feared when your gear is good. I don't think you can't really lose. It's a very fast map. Yeah, I did clear 3-4 Tormented Feared and Delhi a few times, but it's kind of luck. So I don't think you would do it reliably. And yeah, that's about it for now. I think it's time to take a break from this character, because if people like One Mana Left are going to farm Valdos hard like this and buy them so aggressively, it'll be hard for other people to buy them. And since now it's getting popular now, it's time to stop doing it. So I don't think it's even a good idea to spec into this kind of build now, but if you have tons of currency, why not try the Armor Stacker version, or even Instack, or even One Mana's Left build. I don't know, he seems to be doing Valdos very well too. Up to you. But the good thing about this build is that it comes online very quick, early league, and if I'm not mistaken, I was doing Valdo's maps quite, I won't say comfortably, but it was doable a week before someone like One Mana Left started doing it. So, you know, yeah, that's about it, I think. I will stream a bit later. I did start a Twitch stream on people's requests, but I don't talk to chat. Sorry, you can chat to me in the game. I just don't read chat because it distracts me. But I do love to hear from people and your questions. I like answering them because it gives me ideas too. And that's about it.